Want to hear a funny story? I went into Walgreens for some chicken soup and some cough drops, and lo and behold, there were buttloads of new makeup displays everywhere. And I seriously was not even planning to purchase a bunch of makeup on this trip. You know, just needed my sick person essentials. But this is the time of year when so many new products tend to come out. So I decided I would go ahead and get a bunch of them and show them to you in this video, and eventually do reviews on them for you as well. I can't help myself when it comes to new drugstore makeup, but first thing I want to tell you about is the foundation I'm wearing today, a foundation that I really love. I think I still love it. I can't quite tell what's been changed with it, honestly, but it's the Rimmel Lasting Finish Skin Perfecting Full Coverage Foundation. Well, what's obviously been changed is that they took a wonderful squeeze tube and turned it into a glass jar with no pump, no anything going on. Why? I think the squeeze tube was fabulous because you could get every bit out. It was just so easy. Now, how is this an improvement? But I was able to get the same shade that I always am in the Rimmel foundation products, 200 Soft Beige. I continue to like the appearance of my skin for the same reasons I liked the old one. You know, it looks really skin-like and natural, but yet it actually has good coverage too. So kind of unfortunate that they went and repackaged it like this. I want to keep wearing this for a little while just to make sure there isn't something, you know, a little bit under the surface that I couldn't really tell about this product right away. I never like to just whip out a quick review on a foundation because I think you need to wear it on your skin for a period of time and really understand how it's working on you. So stay tuned, more to come, but that's the new Lasting Finish. Also, CoverGirl has got a new foundation that I just had to try. It's called Ultra Smooth, and it's in a little plastic packaging like this. You'll see this in the new CoverGirl displays, and it says, CoverGirl's first makeup to minimize the look of flaws and fine facial hair. Safe to say I have never heard of a foundation making that claim before. Like, I guess it's supposed to really smooth down all your hairs and keep it all close to your face, I guess. And it says it's a plus Olay type product as well. I have it in natural beige. So here's the deal. This is your foundation, you know, looks like some others that CoverGirl has put out recently. And it says squeeze a small drop of foundation directly onto applicator and apply to face in the direction of facial hair growth. So this is simply just a little silicone looking piece of material, and so I did this. I wore this a couple days ago. I squeezed the foundation on and I went psh. I felt like I was doing some kind of a paint job. And while this does give me a total rubber spatula kind of feel, I mean, it can smooth the product all over your face, but it definitely doesn't blend it out. So I felt like I got it all on, you know, and then I took my brush and I blended it out how I really wanted it to. And I don't know that it was minimizing the look of the hairs that I have. I mean, I've got sideburns galore over here, all kinds of stuff going on. I'll have to get a closer look and keep trying it. But it definitely seems like a foundation that would be more toward the dry skin side for CoverGirl. I feel like CoverGirl has put out a lot recently that's more good for oily skin. They've got the Stay Fabulous 3-in-1, the Ready Set Gorgeous. So again, this isn't a review video, it's more of a haul. I always try to give you a lot of info and hauls if I can, but I'll keep using this and report back in the future. And the third new foundation product that I picked up is from Maybelline, and it is the new, I got the cap twisted around, it's the Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is for normal to oily skin. I would say I fit more toward the normal skin type than the oily right now, but there's also an accompanying powder here. And I have this in natural beige, and I got the foundation in nude beige after standing in front of the display for way too long. Keep your eyes out for full reviews on all of this stuff on youtube.com/beautybroadcastx. That's the Beauty Broadcast Express channel where I do quick little 5-minute reviews on things. For now, the first time I put this on, I thought, okay, I think I like this better than the original Fit Me. But I still wasn't really blown away by it. I mean, my skin did come away looking matte, but I didn't think it really looked awesome. You know, I didn't look at myself up close in a mirror and think, wow, that's something special. But this powder does have a really nice texture to it. It's matte, but it's kind of, you know, smooth and creamy. It's not matte from the dry, chalky perspective. And there is a new concealer product out from Maybelline. This is called the Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer concealer. So it's a squeezy tube, and I got it in light, and so this is what it looks like here. Got that really fine tip. It's a very liquidy concealer, and it gave me a lot more coverage than what I was expecting, really. For the consistency of it, I thought it was just going to kind of disappear into my skin, you know, and not do too much, but it actually had pretty good coverage. I'm wearing it today in this area, the under eye. I also, since it's pretty light, this shade is pretty light on me. I might actually pick up one shade deeper, but since it is lighter, I used it kind of as a highlight too, down the nose, center of the face type stuff. It blends out pretty easily with a brush, and it's not super dewy, so you don't have the issue of necessarily needing to set it with something. So I'm feeling pretty good about that product. Some new eyeshadows are out. One is from CoverGirl. This is called Go for the Gold, and I don't remember what the exact name of this line of shadow is. If you've tried the Maybelline Eye Studio quads, these have the very same texture. There weren't a lot of super interesting shade combinations that were out there, but I know I love the golds these days, so this was the one I picked up. I also used this in my Carrie Underwood makeup tutorial. If you want to see this in action, check that out. But for right now, here are some swatches. This shade is money right there. I love that color. The dark shade is really nice as well. These are very easy to blend. If you like Maybelline Eye Studio, these are just like that, but I mean, not a ton of really interesting color combos. Now, Maybelline has come up with something kind of interesting. These color Molten eyeshadow duos. I have them in Endless Mocha. That's kind of a caramely color, and then a really dark brown, and then the other one is Nude Flush. Oh, Nude Rush. And it's got a light peachy pink and a really soft tan color. You know my sort of annoyance with oversprays? This is kind of an interesting take on an overspray, because basically I think they've taken a creamy-ish product, a product that's kind of like the consistency of those Almay shadow softies that I wasn't too keen on from about last year at this time. They've taken something like that, and then they've placed a powder on top of it, so you temporarily feel like you're getting the effects of a kind of powdery product, but then the powder wears away. So when I first touched these and swatched them, first off, I wasn't really into this one because I thought, wow, there's like no color really coming off of that. Like, there's your swatches. It's a very, you know, subtle type of product. I've got the lighter shade on my lids, and I really kept going back, adding more on. It's the kind of product you can kind of press down on a little bit. Reminds you a little bit of the Dream Bouncy blushes. Now, this darker one, keep in mind, the first time I touched it, there was like a powdery shadow on top. In fact, there might still be some corners of this product where there is still some powder. And look at how deep and dark. And I also really liked this shade too, the caramely color. Then you go to the areas where the powder's been worn away, and it's harder to pick up as much. It's just a different consistency. These shades, just for being deeper, they do show up better. I've got the darker shade in the outer corner, blended up above with some of this, blended down below with a combo of the two shades. So the pigmentation on this deeper one, oh, jeez!
Probably good for the blooper reel.
So if I knew then what I know now about this duo, I would have skipped this one. This one, you know, I really like the shades. It's just the consistency of it, especially once you work through some of the shadow, does make it a little more difficult to blend out, I think, on my lids. And Neutrogena has put out some new eyeshadow quads. Leave it to me to buy the one named Cocoa Mauve. I thought, you know, this one looks kind of pretty. They were all pretty neutral. You know, Neutrogena keeps their color schemes pretty tame, I think, but this is the one that I saw and wanted to pick up mainly because of this shade right here. It looked like kind of a, I don't know, borderline lilac taupe type color, which is kind of pretty. All these shades have at least a hint of shimmer to them. I was playing around with this a few days ago and actually really liked the look I came up with. I thought these were pigmented, blendable, easy to work with. But here are swatches of my Cocoa Mauve quad. I don't feel like they're really doing it justice. These are very soft, like they have a really beautiful texture going on here. And I'll wrap this all up with a couple of lip products. CoverGirl has the Lip Perfection lipsticks, and now they've come out with like a new line of lip products. And I think essentially these are meant to be kind of like their Lip Perfection lipsticks, only a little more moisturizing. I think in the claims it said that these are infused with shea butter. And when I think about some of the Lip Perfection lipsticks that I have, I would say that they're maybe a little more drying than I would like. So it was nice to see them come out with something that's a little more smooth and rich. And if you fall in love with a certain shade, you know, I think that's a success. I think you'll like the way they feel, but they're not anything crazy, amazingly different, you know? So the shades I got were Sultry Sienna, which is kind of following along that rosy nude sort of lip trend here. And as you can see, this is a creamy color, but it does have some shine to the finish. And the shade I'm wearing today is Coquette Orchid, and this is a frost, kind of a metallic-y, frosty, pinkish purple. So I've got that on. I'm also wearing my NYX lip liner in Plum, and I am wearing my L'Oreal gloss in Purple Prelude over the top, because let's just say when you get too close to me and I'm recovering from a cold and you get a close look at my lips with a frosty lipstick on them, it is not cute. You can see all the cracks, all the lines. I'm not a big frosty lipstick lover, but I do really like this shade. This was from the Plums family. All the color families have a different color tube, as you probably caught on to. But if you do fall in love with a shade but you don't love the finish, just grab a gloss. That can totally correct it for you. Yeah, I am busy around here with tons of new makeup products to try. Also, I've gotten lots of questions about the Emily Awards and when they're coming. I typically do them in January, sometime toward, I don't know, mid to late January, which we're kind of coming up on right now. But I gotta tell you, those are the most time-consuming project of my whole makeup year, you know, to do these, because it not only takes a long time to shoot them, but to come up with, you know, just making decisions on what exactly is my favorite stuff, you know, and I usually do them in a series of videos, so it takes me a really long time, and I just don't want to put out any promises there as to, you know, exactly when I'm going to get them done, because I got a baby now, and seriously, some days to get a 5-minute express video done, it will take me an entire day. So I do plan to do them. I just want you to know that it will be in the works. I've got ideas and everything, but I'm just not sure exactly when. So thank you for being patient with me. I hope you all are having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.